I think baseball should take note of this, Danny. There is a popularity contest that is essentially being introduced to the PGA. The tour is creating a bonus structure that's going to reward golf's biggest stars, and it has nothing to do with how they perform. This is designed to compensate players who drive fan and sponsor engagement. So it would be Tiger Woods, Bryson DeChambeau, other players, Ricky Fowler they use as an example. And I don't know about that one, but it's called the Player Impact Program. And basically, they are looking to distribute a pool of $40 million among 10 players, and the player deemed most valuable would get 8. And it's based off of their popularity in Google search, their Nielsen brand exposure rating, their Q rating, their MVP index rating, and their meltwater mentions, which I've never even heard of before, which is the frequency with which a player generates coverage across media platforms.
When I hear about sports initiatives, this is my first question always. What problem are you trying to solve? Like, what problem are you trying to solve here? What is the problem that golf is trying to solve by waving a bunch of money in front of its most popular players?
That Tiger Woods is never going to return.
So they need someone to sort of step into that void, or multiple guys to become more aggressive about marketing themselves and becoming more popular. Because the idea and the reason that you would encourage this is that you hope that it leads to player number 15 on that popularity contest saying, I need to get up to 10. I need to get up to 10 so I get some of this extra money. And that competition for notoriety then leads to it. It's sports.
Yeah.
Do you want your golfer, do you want your athletes competing for attention?
But that's the direction we're going. I mean, look at the NFL. We're going in that direction. Is Juju Smith-Schuster actually a star in the NFL? No, I don't even know if he's a top 20 wide receiver. I think it's borderline. But when it comes to his actual Q rating or whatever, it works. It annoys me, but, I mean, to his credit, he is very relevant.
If you're the league, do you want to encourage that? I agree with everything you just said about J.J. Smith-Schuster.
I think you have to. I think that's
Why?
because of people younger than me. I just think that
we need the illiterate 15-year-olds who love Mountain Dew.
I don't think it's quite the same as it was when it was for us, Daddy. You know, I don't think it's like me. I don't think
Paul's
it's like you.
so nice. Paul just passed up. I want everybody to recognize Paul passed up an opportunity to take a shot at me for being old. Like, that was very gracious.
Well, I mean, because I accidentally did it. What was it? My last day here on the way out. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Even someone like me can appreciate DMX. At which point I was like, I want to tell you that I was listening to It's Dark and Hell is Hot when you were still asking your mama permission to stay up after 9.
100%. I mean, there's a bunch of songs by DMX I still hadn't even heard of. But whatever the case, back to this. I think there's a lot of young players that are going to view sports differently. I don't think they're going to view it from the team success standpoint. I think they're going to like specific athletes, and they're going to root for those athletes. I think it started with LeBron, where you have LeBron stans who are essentially following LeBron from team to team, and they are not rooting for the Lakers or the Cavaliers or the Heat. They just like LeBron.
Is that good for the league? And I mean, legitimate, because what you just said very well could be true, and you need to change with the time. Here's what I think that what golf is doing, giving money to your most successful players and throwing more money at them, the way golf is structured, is something that reinforces the top-heavy nature of the tour and would create future problems like you're dealing with now, which is that Tiger Woods is relevant. We need athletes that somebody will pay more attention to. You become just dependent on different dudes in that attention economy. The second thing is that this is precisely the type of thing that will allow someone like Jake Paul, the next Jake Paul, who decides that he's not a good boxer, but I'm going to become a golfer.
Or Logan Paul, who is fighting Floyd Mayweather in a exhibition match.
When you start rewarding people for performance that's not related to the actual athletic endeavor, you encourage and increase the likelihood of freak shows.
That's a great counterpoint.
I don't want freak shows. No, that's not true. I do like freak shows.
I disagree
just
with
want
that.
I want them being confined to freak show stuff. I know that I don't want. I hated the phenomenon of Anna Kournikova in tennis. Someone who was recognized and well paid and embraced and marketed, despite not being as good at her sport as other people. Like when I watch athletes, like at the core of it, it is their performance in the athletic endeavor that is what interests me. And I know that it's more complicated than that and all, but at the base of it, when people start getting rewarded for things in their sport that aren't their sport, it drives me up a wall, and I think it's a bad direction to go.
They know you're going to be there no matter what. I mean, they know you're going to yell at the cloud, but ultimately they're trying to draw in the casuals.
And then they get the benefit of I'm still there and I'm really passionate about this, so they make money off of me the other way because they antagonize me.
Baseball should be doing this. Baseball should be doing this. I mean, look, golf, it's a little different. It's an individual sport. This makes a lot of sense. But baseball has done such a bad job of turning its players into larger-than-life superheroes since the late 90s. And that used to be the case. You used to always be scared of one batter on every single team.
Is that a nature of the sport, or is it a nature of the audience? Because I'm not sure. I know what you're saying, which is that, hey, baseball's dropped the ball when it comes to marketing Mike Trout, right? That baseball, Mike Trout, they should have a program like this that encourages Mike Trout to be more of a national figure and become more of someone that is a marketable asset for the entire league, and he doesn't do it. So they should be taking a page out of golf to say, hey, we need to find ways to get Mike Trout more marketable.
Yeah, and I mean, that's how you do it, I guess, or that's how you find the next one. And, I mean, Fernando Tatis is an example of what you kind of want. The guy who not only is a great player, but also who has a little bit of flair to his game.
There are some times that I find people that are listening to the show where I'm like, I don't know what's going through your head. The 253, Anna Kournikova made tennis interesting.
Oh, that guy.
It hasn't been much since she left. Like, is that person being serious? Like, that is.
We need a squirt bottle for him. Calm down, sir.
That's insane. What did she do that was remarkable in any way on a tennis court? I haven't thought about her once when I've seen since she's been gone. And women's tennis I like watching more than men's tennis. Not once have I thought like, you know what, man, this was sure better sport when the person who was famous for being beautiful was getting all the attention here.
Well, I mean, this guy's he likes seeing certain things. I'm guessing he's a little bit of a perv, perhaps.
Well, why don't we according to the golf standards, we're going to start paying the most beautiful tennis players a little bit more. We're going to start because that's the way to market it and get more attention. See, it leads itself into some very uncomfortable directions,
We're
Paul.
going down that direction already, and I mean, I feel like that's just the way that they're going.
Seems
to go.
like Russ is constantly doing stuff for attention. You're right, 253.
Oh, God. All right, hang on. No. Now we need to stop.
That's right. You want more off-season Russ. This is a great way to do it.